Hey everyone, welcome to another quick roll episode with Talking Cardboard. I'm John. I'm going to be giving you a little rundown on the games I've been playing in the last, month now almost, since the last time I've done this. Like always, please, leave a comment below if you have any thoughts on the games I'm about to talk about, or if there's any games that you think are worth a try or you've been playing lately. Definitely want to get more interactive with this segment, so yeah, definitely leave something below. Start off, I really want to talk about probably one of the more fun games we've been playing since just before the new year. We started Clank Legacy, and that has been an absolute blast. It's a 4-player, semi-cooperative, competitive game. It's very similar in gameplay to Clank in Space, where in the Space version you're going through a space station trying to unlock some codes and get as far in you can to get a valuable treasure or relic, and then get back to an escape pod to get out and get bonus points. A lot of the core mechanics follow the Clank Legacy, where the game is not over until every player has either been killed by the evil dragon or space alien, or they get their artifact and get into an escape pod and launch off. Clank Legacy is very similar in that if you die below a certain point on the board, you get 0 points. And as long as you are above that point, you do score your points, whether or not you make it back to the safe zone or not, to get those extra bonus 20 points. I think Legacy is really cool in that there is certain spaces you can land on that trigger plot devices that either introduce new rules to the game or other weird mechanics. I really like that portion of it, and it all makes sense in the grand scheme of the game. You're kind of in a faction war with another, treasure hunting guild is what they call them, basically. Just really good and really well made overall. You still have that constant conflict of, are the people you play with trying to get to that easy artifact right away and jump out, or are you being more tempted to check out these plot locations, maybe grab a more valuable treasure and then escape. I mean, there's really a lot to be going on, and I know in some of the earlier matches I found myself trying to discover more of those plot devices just because that really captivates me. I think it's really cool when something new is added to the game. But so far it's been a blast. I think Kaylor's already doing probably the best out of all of us, which is pretty impressive. I know I've died once or twice already, scoring 0 points, which is rough, maybe. I don't really know how it plays into the grand scheme of things, but very curious to see how this game continues to develop and what the Legacy mechanics, other mechanics they can really introduce to the game and make use of that Legacy type. Yeah, really fun. We've got the whole Talking Cardboard crew in on this one. Me, I'm this dwarf character, and we've got Corey playing as a elf ranger dude, and I don't remember what Church and Kaylor are doing, but very, very fun, cool. Varies every time you play still, even though it's a Legacy game. Just great game so far. Looking forward to continuing that. Second game I want to talk about is X-Wing 2.0. Finally bought some stuff for that, and got a chance to get it to the table. We did kind of a 3-way match between me and a couple buddies where we each played a different faction just to test it out and see how the new rules play. So we had one person playing as the Republic ships, so you have Obi-Wan and some of the ARC fighters that you would see in episodes 2 and 3. And Obi-Wan comes with a new mechanic they made, these force powers that you can spend force tokens or force ability, I don't remember exactly what they're called, to trigger specific maneuvers or extra actions through your turn, which I thought was a really cool mechanic. Obviously those pilots are a little more expensive, harder to get into your list, but overall I think it makes the game really dynamic and gives it more of that Star Wars feel. I played as the new 2.0 Scum. I think I flew around with Boba Fett and one of the new the Mandalorian Fang fighters, which are awesome, kind of fly fast and speedy like a TIE Interceptor. Can't take a lot of damage, but pack a punch. And I had a blast playing my list. And then the final faction we kind of fit in there for that 3v3 was the Rebel Alliance. We got to see the Ghosts out on the table, which is an awesome ship, especially when it's docked with a shuttle, because then you kind of get this mechanic where it can shoot out of its front arc and then also shoot out its back arc using the amount of tact dice equal to the shuttlecraft that's on the ship. But I think all three factions seem pretty unique, which is cool that they've balanced that a little differently. Well, I think every faction in the original version was also pretty different from each other, but I really like where they've gone with this new 2.0 version, how they've simplified rules, added some new mechanics that make sense, kind of give each ship its own unique role within a squad, so I think that's really cool. Another big game we started, I think, a couple weeks ago, was the Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth game from FFG. Again, this is another cooperative, very story-driven game. You have an app that you have to get on like an iPad or your phone, and basically it just guides you through, kind of gives you the story prompts of the mission you're on. It has, the little markers very similar to like Mansions of Madness 2nd edition, where you've got these explore tokens or these search tokens, and you just click in the app on the token. You do like a skill check, and then if you pass it, you just click pass, or put in how many tests or positive results you got on your test, and it'll either tell you if something happened, or if nothing happened, it'll just stay there for another person to take a chance on it. But I think it's really cool that this app kind of guides you along for a lot of it. You don't have to keep looking through a manual to read up what's going on or get updates on what these search tokens do. It kind of gives you guidelines on how the enemy figures should appear and then move and attack. There are caveats to if they can't go to their first target or location they're trying to get to, where they then just move to and attack the nearest player. But it's really fun. I mean, I think our party consists of, we've got Bilbo, who is playing as a burglar. We kind of kept everyone as these role that fit that character, just because we figured that would be a little simpler for the first time. A lot of people playing a game like this for the first time and going through this without complicating it too much. I'm actually Aragorn, playing as the captain role. Then we've got Gimli playing as like the berserker warrior role. We've obviously got Legolas, who's playing more of his ranger role. And then our last player is playing, I can't remember, Elena, I think is her name. She's a elven character who's like playing a bard role, so she's kind of being a support character. But so far, complete blast. It's very similar to Mansions of Madness, Imperial Assault. Very hard to actually win a mission if you're not very focused on the mission objective. We found ourselves getting swarmed by enemies and trying to take them out, and I think we just needed to focus on the objective, get that done, and hope for the best. It's kind of a tough balance, but it's a balance that I definitely like, and the challenge is there, so really makes you think how to be very efficient with your actions while still kind of maintaining that role play aspect, because I think that makes it a lot of fun if you have the right group that really get into their characters like we definitely do. So it's, again, another game that has just been an absolute blast so far. This past week we actually played some good games that Corey got a couple of these games recently. One of them is Bus, which we actually kind of got introduced to at PAX Unplugged when we were there, and Corey immediately thought it was something he was going to be interested in, and I gotta say, it's a game that definitely doesn't disappoint. It's, I guess, a Euro-style worker placement game, but with a lot of caveats, and it's got strict rules, but there's a lot of ways to not adhere to the rules exactly. Basically, you've got actions you can take each turn. like placing bus lines onto each end of your existing line on the board. You can place building types at these various locations across the board. You can increase the number of buses you have for your system. You can score. There's an action so you transport people around the map using your bus line to score points. And then the weirdest mechanic that I actually like a ton is the time dilation mechanic, where only one person can take that spot on the action track, and when you're going through the action phase, you actually get to decide whether or not you want to distort time. And basically that means instead of like moving the needle of where people want to go for that round between the house, work, or the pub, you can actually leave it on the existing location so that it can really like wreak havoc with people that are trying to score points, transfer people to what they think would be the next location to transport people to. And maybe now all of a sudden you didn't get any people last round to like work, but now with how everyone else moved their people or brought new people into the train stations, maybe you can do that this round, and so you dilate time and stop it, and that's how you get a boost in points. I don't know. It's an interesting game, not super complicated, but there's definitely a lot of strategy behind it, a lot of different ways to get strategy, or like just play out your turns. You're given, I think, 20 action cylinders, and you can use as many as you want a turn as long as you use at least 2, and as soon as you run out, you're just done playing the game. So it's very interesting in that way that some people might blow through their actions immediately at the beginning of the game, or you may see people just playing that 2 actions every turn, trying to buy their time to make a strong play at the end of the game. So I think that's really cool. It's been really fun. Definitely a game I'm glad that we got kind of introduced to at PAX Unplugged. We've also been playing another of Corey's new games, which is Broom Service. We got 1 or maybe 2 plays of that in over the last couple weeks. Again, another pretty simple, fun game. You've got this board, you're trying to deliver potions to various towers across this like fantasy land, and you have a set hand of like 10 cards where each turn you have to pick 4 of the cards, separate them from your deck, and these are the cards you get to play with for that round. Now each person gets a turn trying to be the brave or cowardly version of that card. So if you take the chance to try to take the brave action of the card, basically you're giving everyone behind you in turn order the chance to also, if they have chose that card, play it, and either they can take the cowardly action if they don't really want to challenge you for that brave position, or they could be the brave player for that card, which means you get to do nothing. Now they get to do the better action. But now let's say someone else behind them decides they want to be the brave player. Basically, it's a really good way of risk management, or trying to encourage people to be risky, to take these better actions. Some of them let you both move to a location, deliver a potion, whereas the cowardly action would just let you move your witch to a new location. The gather witches or sorcerers or whatever they are let you take more resources if you play them as a brave action versus maybe 1 resource if you play them with the cowardly action. But I think there is a lot of, like I was saying earlier, risk management with knowing when to try to be the brave player and assuming no one else played that card, or you're the last one in line, and obviously at that point you can take that brave action as long as you don't mind going first for the, playing your card the next round. Just a really fun game. Delivering potions. There's these clouds that you're trying to zap with wands to get some bonus points. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Broom Service. Just a solid game that I was pretty impressed with. Definitely a lighter weight 5-player game that was really fun. Nothing on this list that I played in the last 2 weeks I actually did not enjoy, so pretty impressive. The last game I played last weekend, actually, for the first time, was Mechs vs. Minions. That's a game from Riot, based on their famous game, League of Legends. This is a game that definitely has high value for the price you pay for it. I think you can get it for like $75, and it's definitely a game that you would normally think would be like $150 with how much comes in it. You get 4 awesome models of like Heimerdinger, Ziggs, Tristana, and Corky, and they're painted and they're nice plastic, really good looking. You also get like these nice metal gears that are used for tracking rounds or experience points. You get tons of plastic minions that are like really good quality. They're not painted, but they still look really awesome that you use. I mean, everything about this game is very high quality, and it's super impressive what they kind of put out with this. And I think the game itself plays kind of like a legacy game almost, where it's like a campaign where you're stepping through like a tutorial and mission 1 and 2, 3, 4, up to like 10 missions or something. Kind of just building on new rules, very, very legacy-like. But again, super fun. You have to basically have this command zone that has 6 tracks on it. You're drafting these cards that you're then playing onto one of these 6 spots, and basically you resolve these action cards in order from 1 to 6. Some of them let you like turn your character 90 degrees or 180 degrees. Some let you move forward a certain amount of spaces. Other ones are like attacks that are doing damage in either like diagonal arcs if you're using like chain lightning, or if you have a flamethrower, it's like shooting a cone in front of you. It's really cool how that works, and like trying to figure out how to line up your actions so that you can really do what you want to do on a turn, because you could like have your move action last and your attack action first, but you're actually not able to attack anything right away because you've already cleared out everything in front of you, and now you get to move at the end, and it does you no good having all these other actions before that. Or being able to move a ton of spaces, like I think Corey got him to a situation where he can move like 6 spaces, but he could never turn his character, so he actually was just going like 6 spaces straight into a wall. And that's all he did for half the game until the end, when he finally was able to get like a rotate your character 90 to 180 degrees. Then finally his hero became relevant to the game. But it's super cool how everything works. The damage cards are awesome. They're either doing immediate effects, or you're getting things that sit on your command board, and instead of doing the power card that you have there, you're actually like rolling a die, moving a random direction, or rotating your guy a certain direction, or moving 1 space to the left. It's just like really cool how everything integrates together. And again, another game that was an absolutely great surprise and ton of fun. So definitely looking forward to playing through that more. I think the last game we played, another new game, was Super Motherload, which is based off the video game Super Motherload, which is kind of similar to like a Dig Dug. Basically, you are a mining enterprise that's gone to Mars, and you're trying to dig down the crust of Mars and gather different resources. You are able to like play cards out of your hand that allow you to either drill or like bomb out certain squares, and you collect whatever resources or like artifact tokens that are on these squares that you're digging or blasting through, in order to buy more powerful cards out of your deck. There are then like major and minor goal cards you're working towards, and basically the major goal cards consisted of things like buying 3 of your 5 red cards, or 3 of your red cards and 3 of your yellow cards, or 2 of the yellow, blue, and 2 of the wild. And you're basically just trying to buy these cards out of your deck, get them into buy these cards out of your buy market thing, and get them into your deck. So you got the deck building aspect to this game. And then you're trying to play these cards in order to place out these little, like either 1x1, 2x1, 3x1 tiles that represent you either digging through the ground or blasting through the ground in order to get more resources to kind of continue the cycle of buying cards for your deck, playing them, getting more resources, which in turn let you get some victory points or complete some of your major goals or minor goals, which are kind of random things that can be anything from like using 2 artifacts in a turn, or putting 3 cards together to drill 4 spaces. So kind of cool things like that. It makes it very unique, changes the gameplay up each time you play. Another really simple, fun game that I think really anyone could enjoy. And I think that about covers everything I've played in almost the last month. So, again, thank you for watching. Definitely, let us know what you've been playing, or any suggestions you have for things for us to go out and try. And that's it for this quick roll episode. Thank you for watching some more Talking Cardboard, and we'll get back to you hopefully with many more of these this year. So, thanks again.